My name is Jackie and this is my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome to today's video. We are going to be going over some fall palettes because as you know, fall is just around the corner. So if you're interested in seeing what my fall palette recommendations are, then you'll have to keep watching. Okay, so I have gone through my collection and I've gathered together some palettes that I think are fall worthy. And I think all of these palettes, or at least most of them, are still available. Now, I did go through my previous videos of last year and the year before and make sure that I was not recommending palettes that I had mentioned in other videos. So I think we're all set. So let's just go ahead and get started. So the first palette that I do want to recommend is the Caramel Brown Huda Beauty palette. This is what it looks like on the outside. And I definitely think that this is a fall appropriate palette. This is one of her 9-pan palettes and this is what it looks like. These colors are so beautiful and rich and definitely fall appropriate. Now I promised myself that I was not going to do a lot of swatching in these videos, and I didn't want to keep you long because I do realize that my last few videos were very long. So I'm just going to put a card up in the corner showing me doing a good ready with this palette so you can see what it looks like on the eyes and how it swatches. So again, this is the Caramel Brown palette by Huda Beauty. Next, and we're not going in any particular order, but next up I do have a Juvia's Place palette, and this is called the Bronzed Rustic palette. And like I said, I do believe that all of these, or at least most of them, are still available. This is what the Bronzed Rustic palette looks like. And again, I did do a look with this palette, and it's just so pretty. This orange or this mustard color is beautiful. So is this kind of a reddish color. And of course, we already know these metallics in here, they cut up. So if you haven't gotten your hands on this, it is still available. And again, this is the Bronzed Rustic palette by Juvia's Place. Now this next palette that I have, you guys, I have never even used before. I picked it up last year and to me it seemed like a fall palette and it wasn't fall season, so I just never used it. But hopefully this fall I'm definitely going to get some use out of it. And this is by Colourpop and it's called Wine and Only. This is what the carton looks like. And again, here it is. And for this particular palette, the names are on the back. And let's pop it open. Still has the paper in here. Mirror still covered, but it does come with a mirror. And this is what these shades look like. And if you know me, if you're not new to this channel, then you already know I love these tones. And I think that this is such a pretty palette and I cannot wait to get my hands on this and use it this fall. So again, this is called the Wine and Only palette by Colourpop and it's definitely appropriate for fall. Now this next palette I haven't even used again. I picked this up a few months ago. This was one of my add-ons for BoxyCharm. And this palette is by Viseart, and it's an all matte palette. And when I looked at it today, I was just like, yes, this is something I can definitely see using for the fall. These are so pretty. And this is definitely showing lighter on camera than it is in person. This is such a pretty palette. Now this palette does not come with a mirror, but it's just gorgeous. And again, like I said, this is an all matte palette. What is this called? It's just called the Neutral Matte Eyeshadow Palette. And again, this is by Viseart. This can definitely be used as an everyday palette. And if you like to get those all matte looks, you can definitely do so with this palette. This is just beautiful. This has all the matte shades that you would ever need. Next is another palette that I have never used. This is new to my collection. I think I picked this up maybe last month. And again, this was one of my add-ons from BoxyCharm. But this palette is called Obsessed, and it's by Pinky Rose Cosmetics. And let's see what this looks like. This is so pretty as well. This one does come with the mirror. But look at these shades, you guys. Can't you just see yourself using this palette in the fall time? Oh, it's gorgeous. And this is a fallless, this palette can be used in the fall, and it can give you just the right pop of color. But I thought this would be a great fall palette to use. Now, I have not done a look with this palette yet, but I'm definitely planning on it because I cannot wait to jump into this beautiful palette. So these orange shades are beautiful. These warm shades, these browns, this wine color. This is just a gorgeous palette. I haven't used it yet, so I hope the formula is good, but I've heard nothing but good things about the Pinky Rose palette, so I don't expect anything less. Now, this one is currently in my Shop My Stash right now, and this is called Chase Your Dreams. And this is by Sydney Grace. And I did a spring look with this palette, but I definitely think that this can translate to fall as well. And it's just gorgeous. What more can you say? It's just beautiful. The formula is a great formula. The shades are buttery soft, and they're so very pigmented. So again, I will have the look that I created with this palette in the card so you can see what it looks like and how it performs. But this is such a beautiful palette, and I am happy to have this in my collection. Once again, my next palette is one that I got from BoxyCharm add-ons, and this is by OPV Beauty, and this is called the Spotlight palette. Now, this one I kind of went back and forth on as to whether or not I thought I should add this to this video, but I came up with the notion that I should, because if you take away this blue right here, I think this palette screams fall. This one just puts me in mind of something that you would use in like the spring or the summer, but if you take that shade out, this is all about fall glam. And this blue right here is just gorgeous. Now, I have used a few shades out of this palette, but I have not done a dedicated video with it. But let me know if you want to see one, because this is definitely a beautiful palette, and these shades are gorgeous. And this orange is just so beautiful. And these, yes. So those are all the palettes that I have. Now, I did put together some palettes from my single shadows, and I just want to let you see a few of these because one of them is by Colourpop, and you know you can always get their single shadows at a great price, and that's what I did. I just started seeing single shadows that I wanted to have in my collection, and when I put them all together, I was like, these are the shades that you love, and this definitely looks like it could be a fall palette. And so this is just the empty palette that I store them in. These are currently in my Shop My Stash, and I thought that these definitely could be used for fall. So I just wanted to let you know, if you do have some single shadows, you can put them in. You just pull out those fall tones and put them in an empty palette, and you'll have a palette right there to use for fall. And this is one that I pulled some more single shadows from Makeup Geek. And I have them stored in the Makeup Geek empty palette. And this one I love because it does come with a mirror. But here are some of the shades right here. This green right here. Oh, so pretty. This is called Epic. And like I said, these are so pretty. This shade right here, this is called Flamethrower. And I have to mention this purple, and it is called Masquerade. So again, this would just give you quite the fall look. If you're a neutral girl and you just want to add some of these as a pop of color, you can definitely do so. And again, these shadows are from Makeup Geek, and I do believe that all of these are still available. And then I have one last single shadow palette, and this one is by Colored Rain. Now, I do know that Colored Rain has been having a sale on and off, trying to get rid of, I think, their single shadows. I don't know why, but I grabbed these single shadows a few years back, and this is the empty palette that I store them in. This is a Colored Rain palette right here, and this is what the shadows look like. And again, I just thought this would be perfect for fall. These are so pretty and so pigmented, and a lot of these little metallic shadows, they don't play. They give you just the right amount of color payoff, and they're just so pigmented. And let's see, another green right here. This is, look at this. This is so pretty. This one is called Forbidden. Now, I know I did a Black History look, and for the life of me right now, I know I use some of my Colored Rain shadows, but I don't know if the whole look was devoted to Colored Rain shadows or not. I can't remember, but I will go ahead and link it in the cards as well. Let's see. This shadow right here is called Passion. And this one is one of my favorites. This is called Golden Olive. I remember when this was out of stock, I have been waiting and waiting for that one to return. And this is another one of my favorites. This is called Date Night. But without going through all of them, this definitely would bring you a very nice, vibrant fall look. And I just wanted to kind of mix it up and just throw some single shadows, because I know a lot of us still have a lot of single shadows, but we just don't get a lot of use out of them because we're so used to using palettes. So if you have single shadows, just go through them and just pull out some of those fall shades or whatever shades you desire to use for fall, and just put them together and create an eye look. So that's all I have for you today. If you can believe it, we're in and out. I just wanted to share with you some of the palettes that I will be reaching for this fall. And again, fall is right around the corner, just 4 more days. It's September 22nd. So I just cannot believe it. It definitely doesn't feel like fall here in Texas, but hopefully, you know, the temperature will start to drop and we'll start having some cool, brisk weather, and it will start to feel like fall. So let me know below. I know Monique probably has some of these palettes in her collection, but let me know below if you have any of these shadows, if you have some of Colourpop single shadows, any of these palettes. I would love to know below. And again, that completes today's video. If you did enjoy the video, please consider subscribing to my channel, giving this video a thumbs up, and ringing the notification bell. It just lets you know each and every time that I upload a video. And share the channel, because you know I don't mind. And lastly, please know that you are always welcomed and wanted here on my channel. And with that said, thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody, and have a great day. Bye-bye.